Good morning, good afternoon, good evening and good night, depending on what time you're watching this next tutorial from me. And have you ever got really fed up with lobbing stuff into a chest and it all being mixed up and all muddled and having to put it out and do one at a time into very different chests? Well, I have. Yes, I have. So I'm going to show you today how to do a sorting machine using some redstone. And it's actually not too complicated, but it does take a bit of thinking. What you are going to need for this particular tutorial is 16 redstone, 8 redstone repeaters, 8 redstone comparators, 34 random blocks. I've decided to go for dark oak wood because it's classy, 9 redstone torches, 30 hoppers, 6 chests, 4 trap chests, anvil, a rail, a minecart with a hopper in it, a piston, a load of cobblestone, and we've got at least 10, I've got 27 because I'm greedy, items that you want to try and sort, and 9 item frames. You're also definitely going to need a shovel and random items to use for decoration, and that's entirely up to you. So the first thing you need to do is dig a hole, and the last thing you want to be doing is watching me dig a hole. So I've already done it. You're welcome. Now let's get ourselves in here, and along the long edge, go right to the end and then come one block in, and you want to be putting a row of blocks the entire length of this one, except for one, because you want to keep an access right there. Then we want to put single chests all the way along, and what you need to do is do a chest, then do a trap chest, then do a chest, then do a trap chest, then do a chest, then do a trap chest. You get the idea, because what you don't want is double chests at this point. Okay, so let's get ourselves around there. And you can see we've got a load of single chests all the way along. Doesn't matter if it's a chest or a trap chest, it works exactly the same way. So now we have to get a hopper pointing into the back of each and every one of these. So you need to crouch, so press shift or whatever function it is you use to crouch, and get a hopper pointing into the back of each and every single one of these chests. Right, and we need to light these hoppers up with some redstone torches. So not directly underneath, but one behind underneath. We want to get another row of blocks because we're going to put a redstone torch attached to it. You don't need one in the end. So now we've got to get a redstone torch in. So the best way of doing that is just to dig a little trench here, and you're going to put a redstone torch onto each and every block on the back, and that is going to activate all of those. Now what I'm going to fill this in with wood, and you'll see why later on. Okay, so now we've got everything redstoned up very, very nicely. So now we've got to do a little bit of construction by placing a few blocks. So let's get a block onto each one of those, and on the back of that top one there, we want to get another block like that. Okay, you can see now why we're starting to put a gap at the end, so we've got a little bit of access. And then right on the edge here, we're going to get a redstone comparator, and facing the back, not the front where the chests are, the back, we're going to place one going into each of the hoppers except the one at the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that one is not going to be used. And then we're going to get our redstone repeaters. It's very important that we get these in the right order, and we're going to put them facing in that direction with the standard tick on each one of these blocks here. And again, you do this for as many as you want to do, doesn't matter. And then we're going to get one final block that we're going to stick on the back of this and push all the way along to the end. So now we can start connecting up all of the wiring. I love the wiring bit. So let's get a little bit of redstone onto each of these, and another bit of redstone onto each of these. Now that looks like a right old web of redstone, doesn't it? But I promise you, it's going to work. Right, so now it's time to place the hoppers that are going to start to do all of the sorting for us. But before we can do that, we need to place some blocks that we're going to delete. We're going to knock them out on top of all of these chests because we want to feed the hoppers forwards across the top of the chest for it to work properly. So crouch, so you can actually get something on top of the chest and not open the chest, which is what I tend to always do, just for your information. So if you get it wrong, that's all right, except we don't need to do it on the last one. Then go all the way back along here and get your hopper and place the hopper going into that bit of wood. Okay, except on the last one, You can quite happily put your hopper facing straight down into it, but again, you've got to crouch, so press shift, donk, straight into it, and then you want to put another one, donk, so you've got to do it a little bit further away, straight into that. Do you see how I did that there? We want to then destroy these blocks that we put on top of the chest, because we really don't need them there, and they're going to stop the chest from opening, which is no good at all. And then we want to get hoppers going into this hopper, so again, crouch all the way along, and this time we're going all the way along, right along, including the gap, which is I'm going to fall down any moment. So it needs to go into there, and that needs to go into that top one, like that. So you can see there, that should all have going along like that, and then that bottom one goes straight in. I hope that makes sense and that you can see that properly. There you go, let's give you a better view. So now we've got to do something just a little bit more clever, because we want the whole of this to be the floor of our castle, our hut, our mansion, whatever home it is you're making this contraption underneath. But we don't want people to know that it's there. So have to have something that's going to feed into it, but still keeps it hidden. So we are going to do that by crouching and sticking a rail here, pointing in this direction, so as you can see it easily from the side. We're going to put an inventory block. So what works beautifully there is what we've already got, a hopper. We'll have that. And then on top of that, we're going to, the rail that is, we're going to put our minecart with hopper, just like that. Now the next block we're going to use is whatever block it is you're going to do the floor out of. Now we've already started using dark oak wood planks, and that is what I'm going to make the floor of my building out of. So again, using crouch, stick that on top of there. This time we want to come around here and get our piston, and we want the piston facing that dark wood block, like that. We then get rid, if we select just the rail, we can destroy that and it drops off beautifully, and we then want to power that piston. So let's get number 2, crouch again and stick a redstone torch next to the piston. That bashes that block in really nicely into that minecart. Destroy the piston and the redstone torch. We can then come around here, destroy that, we'll stick some dirt in there in a moment, and we have got the floor all ready to receive whatever it is we want to have receiving it. And I reckon the best thing to put in there is a chest. So let's go around here, get on these, and we're going to put a chest facing inwards, just like that. We're now ready to start the clever priming bit of our sorter. So now here's where we've got to make the magic happen. So we have to find a number of blocks that are never ever going to get chucked into that chest. This is really crucial, and the best way to do that is to change what they're called to something really weird and random, and we can do that with our anvil. So let's take our anvil down, dong, love the sound of the anvil, and then go into the anvil, and we need to rename, doesn't matter what, just a load of blocks. Now the more chests you've got that you sort in, the more of these blocks you're going to need. So let's get the cobblestone in there, and we're going to rename it something that it's never going to get called. There you go. So that's those. We're going to get those, we're going to rename it something really weird. Dong, dong. I love the noise. We're going to get those, and we're going to rename it something really weird. Now we can go ahead and use these just the way we want them. Right, so we're ready to load it up. And one thing I noticed when I was testing it is that the first chest system doesn't work. No idea why it doesn't work, but it doesn't. So I've deleted out that entire row. If you can tell me why it didn't work, I'll be hugely grateful, because I haven't got a clue. Anyway, first thing we've got to do is identify what it is we're going to be putting in these chests. So stick an item frame on the front of the first chest and just slap one of whatever it is you're going to put into the chest. Now we've got the middle of the hoppers, not the bottom hopper, not the top hopper, but the middle hopper, and we're going to put in here 2 of the item that's going to be sorted into that chest. 1, 2, and also 5 of our gerber blocks into each of these slots. There you go. So you can see that looks exactly like that. So the next one, we're going to do the next block, whatever that's going to be, and we want an item frame on the front of that, and we'll make this one gold. And in there we're going to put 2 gold, and then again with our blocks, fill it with 5 in each slot of the blocks. So you get the idea, and we continue that along all the way along here until you've got a full set of sorters. So as you can see now, we have got all of the chests labelled up, and the end one there has got nothing in it because that's our junk chest. So shall we test it? I can just show you in here. We've got, says the iron there. Moving along. There's the gold there. There's the darkwood there. There's the sapling there. There's the seeds there. There's the lapis there. There's the coal there. There's the cobblestone there, which is a little bit confusing. And there's absolutely nothing in that last one. So let's go over here and let's just randomly chuck in these bits. Just a random throw in. There you go, that's all randomly lobbed into the thing. And we will see what we've got in the chest now. I can't remember, did I actually put any iron in? Oh, I did, look, there's some iron. There's some gold. The wood's just starting to arrive now, you can see. Saplings are there. Seeds are there. Lapis is there. Coal is there. Cobblestone hasn't reached it yet. And the random stuff has gone into the random chest. And the cobblestone has now started to arrive. So, that is how you can sort your stuff. All that remains is turn it into an actual house. So you can hide your sorter up with whatever shape house you want. I've done just a fairly basic one here. And let's go and have a look inside. So anybody coming along thinks that this is a perfectly normal house with a bit of enchanting going on, some furnace in, a little bit of anviling, a little bit of crafting, a little bit of sleep in, and a little bit of storage. Little do they know that underneath here, you can just about spy it, there is a lovely little hole that we can descend and go around here and find all of our stuff beautifully waiting for us. Oh, I really want some iron. Thank you very much. So there you have it, a pretty simple sorting system that you can use in your world and actually make as big or as little as you want to have it. It could be just 3 big. I imagine it could be as long as you need it to be. You could have literally one of everything if you really wanted to, but that would be very, very big. Anyway, if you enjoyed it, please do leave a like, leave me a comment. It'll be great to see your name in my sub club, so bash that sub button and I'll see you in the next vid. Take it easy now. Bye. And the last thing for this section is a sticky piston facing in towards the dispensers, just like that.
But at last I can finally see.